guys, it's Rory again. I'm back with my hashtag Team Project Pan rolling update, and it is March this month. And I'm just going to turn on the music real quick because I didn't realize how loud that is. That should be a little bit better. There we go. Okay, cool. So I just took all the weights for this, and I've like picked out the products that I need to roll in and all that stuff. So this is the second update. We had the initial, like, choosing the products. We had one update in February and then an update now in March. So next month is when we get to roll out and reevaluate our entire project. But for right now, there are lots of things that are still in the project. So the first thing I have today is the Maybelline Prime Master Blur and Smooth, and so it's got opaque packaging, and my goal is to use up half. So it started at 34 grams and it's now at 31 grams, so I've used up 3 grams of product, which is pretty good because I don't use this every single day, and I need to use it more often just underneath my eyes whenever I use concealer, so I always keep that out on my desk. But I feel like, well, I have used more in the last month than I did the first month, so I feel like that's a good sign. I should be using more. The second item was my Maybelline Fit Me foundation in 110, and it was actually concealer, but I was using it as my foundation, and that is completely used up now, and I don't have that product. Right after the last update, I used it up and it remained at 23 grams the entire time. I had like a small amount above the plastic and I used that all up, and then I dug in using some tweezers for a little bit, but it just wasn't very like, I felt like the formula had changed and it wasn't going on my skin the same way, and I figured I had it for long enough, I could just roll it out and be done with it. So the product that I'm rolling in for that is the Benefit Hello Happy Soft Blur Foundation, and this is one of the minis. So I just weighed it and it is 14 grams total, and so I don't really wear liquid foundations, but I figured I'd give this a go and just get it out of my collection because I don't really feel like I need it at all, so why not use it up before it goes bad. The next product that I have is the ColourPop No Filter Concealer in shade Fair 02. So it settled down to about here. So that's not quite half empty, but there has been, let's see, I did not use a gram. It's still at 23 grams. In total, over the entire project, I've used 1 gram of product. But I did not use this very much the last month. I got sick for a little while in February and March, and then also just I haven't been using it to cover up my brows every single day, and like trying to get rid of the irritated skin on my eye. I figured I'd give this a rest because it was just packing so much product on my eyes that I kind of ruled that out for a little bit. But I do expect to be making some more progress next month. The next product that I have in this project is the Tarte Party Blush, and I mean, who doesn't have this in their project plan? But so my goal is to hit pan for the second time because I repressed it, so you can see that I did hit pan. I'm very happy with that. So it's mostly around like the raised rim and then like just spreading out, but honestly it's so thin in there, like I can see the entire like raised ring. You can't see it very well on camera, but it's very powdery when I pick it up, so I have to be very light using it. And of course my skin gets really red and flushed during the winter, so I am not bringing blush down my face as much right now. So that product is still at 18 grams. It's not changed at all since I put it in the project, but I've been using it almost every day. And like I said, there is pan showing now that wasn't showing earlier, so that's really good. The next thing is my highlight product. So I have Over the Moon from ColourPop, and my goal in this is to hit pan, but like I know it's a super shock, so like you can move it around really easily, and so I want clear pan. And I'm just now seeing this, I used it this morning. I have pan right in this crack here, but I want to keep on going. I feel like I'm making good progress with this, even though the grams haven't changed at all. And I've been using this a few times a week. It's just in February and March, I have so many competitions that I can't really wear like crazy makeup. I have to keep with like neutrals and very minimal to natural makeup, because I'm being judged constantly. Like every single weekend for the past month and a half, I've had some sort of competition that I've gone to or that was scheduled and then got rescheduled. So like constantly when people are judging you and you have to be dressing up in really formal outfits and like giving presentations and interviews and everything, you obviously aren't using a bright purple highlighter that's super glittery, but I'm hoping to get more use out of that. I'm wearing it today, but yeah. And then the next product I have is also from ColourPop, and that is a Super Shock Shadow in the shade Daddy. And my goal for this is to hit clear pan, so technically I have hit that goal. But honestly, I don't feel like I've made progress with this. I've used it twice, I think, and there was no change in weight. Yep, no change in weight. So I think that I'm going to keep this in for at least another month and try and use it. I keep it out on my desk, but I don't reach for it that often, mostly because I'm using my Pan That palette, so it's like harder to reach outside for the other palettes that I have sitting on my desk, and especially the single eyeshadows. But I'm going to give this a go for one more month, and then I'll roll something into the project that's not that. The next thing is the NYX white liquid liner. So this is still at 9 grams. I think I've used this once or twice, and of course my goal was to use it once a week. Obviously that's not happening because it's a white liner and just school activities, all like the competitions that I mentioned. And just like the eyeshadow, I'm going to keep this in for one more month, and then I have some other like special eyeliners that I might roll in and just get some use out of that, or even try and use like a single shadow as an eyeliner and then get use out of that too. The next thing I have is mascara, and that was my Too Faced Better Than Sex, and my goal was to use until February and then to just roll it out by throwing it away. So at the beginning of the project it was 12 grams. I hit 11 grams last month, and it was 11 grams when I finished it. I purchased from ColourPop at the beginning or at the end of February, and I did pick up a new mascara because I picked up the BFF volumizing mascara in the shade Black On, because I was looking on I've got dried mascara. So I was looking at the wand, and somebody said, hey, that looks a lot like the Too Faced wand with the hourglass shape. I was like, you know what, it does, and I'm gonna try that. So this mascara is $8 for a full size, and I have been wearing this since I got it. I opened it and then I threw out the Too Faced one because I had that for 3 or 4 months, and when I rolled this in, I weighed it today, so it's already had a little bit of use. it was at 33 grams. So this mascara is a full size. It's $8 on the ColourPop website. And then I got some other stuff. I used a coupon code and that took, I think, $5 off of my order. So if I was only buying the mascara, it wouldn't have taken off $5. But keeping things in perspective, the Too Faced one that I was using was a mini and that cost $12. And the regular size Too Faced one cost $24, I believe. So that is over double one of these. And so I'm pretty glad that I've switched. I don't picture myself going back because it's basically the same formula, and if I'm getting more product and it's cheaper, and it's just cheaper in general. So the only thing is that I was buying the other mascara through Sephora, and so I was getting points every time I got something from there. So but I am trying to get away from like using the points perks as like a reason to go buy something. So I have about 600 points right now that I have saved up, and I'm going to save them up until I hit like probably like the 1,000 or whatever, and get like one of those cool like jackets or skincare sets or something that's cool and probably isn't, you know, like a tiny little makeup sample that is like a one-use eye cream, and then my, you know, $500 worth of points is just blown on that one-use eye cream. So I rolled that in, and that will be my new mascara for 3 or 4 months, and I will definitely check back in on how I feel about that. I feel like, I don't know if it's me, but I definitely am so messy with this mascara. Like, I always miss the hole. I always get it on my hand or on the side of the tube, and also the writing at the top has already been wearing off, and I've only been using it for about a month. Like, it's coming up on a month. So I mean, like, it's not that big of a deal. It's just like the writing's coming off. So the next thing that I have, the next two things I have are my lipsticks, and neither of them have had any progress on them. I wore this on my cheeks 1 or 2 days in the last like month period, and then I think I wore this on my lips once, and I swatched it a couple times because I was packing lipsticks and I needed to know which one to bring. Neither of these are really colors that this lipstick, I'm pretty sure I'm gonna just declutter if I do not like use it astoundingly in the next month. I'm going to get rid of it because like a lot of my lipsticks are actually starting to go off. So like this one had, like, you can see it now, but it has like little beads of sweat and like oil on it, and that's been there for a while. It's one of the like literally the first lipsticks that I got, so I wouldn't feel really bad letting it go, but I'll keep it in for 1 more month. And then the Tarte Valor, I mean, I just don't wear lipstick very often. I think I talked about this in my last video, but just I have such a busy life, and I'm a flute player, I'm a saxophone player, so every single day, no matter what, I have band 4th period, and my lipstick will get all over my flute if I'm wearing it in the morning. And then the 2 days a week that I have jazz band, if I wear any lipstick, it stains my reed for the rest of the time that I'm using that reed, which is literally months, because that's not my main instrument and I don't get reeds for it very often. So like honestly, a bright red lipstick, not something that I really need all the time. I wore it to a competition once, and that's the only time I wore it this month. So yeah. And then I actually skipped a product, and both of those didn't have any change on the weight or the centimeters for the bullet lipstick. The product that I have in for brows is the Kat Von D Super Brow, and my goal was to hit pan. So I don't think I've used this at all. This month it was at 49 grams, and it's been at 49 grams this entire project. So you can see that I've gone really far down. That's not hit pan or anything. I mean, I think it's close, but obviously I don't have pink hair right now, so I've been wearing green brows or brown brows, and I haven't even been wearing my dip brow because I've been trying to pan the shade in my Pan That palette that is basically my brows, but better. Like, if I had visible brows, that's the color that they would be, and it's kind of the color that the hairs are, but the hairs are just there. They don't look like brows. So yeah, I haven't been wearing that, so I'm rolling it out because I don't have pink hair. It doesn't make sense. For the entire last month that I've had it, I haven't had pink hair at all, so I haven't worn it. And I'm rolling in the Sugar Pill Pressed Eyeshadow in Midori. So I checked today and it's 19 grams right now, and I don't want to drop this. So you can see that I've been using a brow brush in there, an angle brush, and honestly I'm just gonna keep on going until I don't have green hair anymore. So I know that Sugar Pill eyeshadows are like big. Let's see, this says 3.5 grams, so that's really big. This, for reference, has 5 grams in it, so more than half. But yeah, I've been using that a handful of days each week. Obviously not on competition days, on like travel days, because I've also been traveling like separately from competition days. I've been traveling a lot, and like if I can have everything compact in one palette, then I will definitely do that. So I've had lots of concerts, lots of events after school, and I've started track. So if I have to wear makeup, then I'm like packing it in my track bag, and I just want it to be as compact as possible. So this is getting worn 2 times a week, probably 2 to 3. And so I'm excited to have that in the project. I totally want to re-dye my hair though, like probably still green, but re-dye it. Next I have Hershey's Kiss lip balm, and my goal is to use that up. So okay, when I rolled it into the project at the beginning, it was 16 grams, and in January the 27th I hit my goal of using it up, and it was 11 grams then. So I recorded it in the February section, and I just never rolled anything else in. And I only have 3 lip balms, one in my car, one on my desk, and one on my table, like, and one of those I carry with me at all times. So I don't really need to pay any of those. I've used up all my extras, and I actually need like one more to have in my book bag or somewhere else, because I always am forgetting my lip balm somewhere. And then I also have a nail polish that I haven't used at all in like a month and a half or 2, and that's just because I haven't been wearing any nail polish, giving any thought to that, because I've been so busy. And so I haven't recorded a weight, and I probably won't roll another one in because I just don't wear it. So that I'm also going back to work. Wasn't going to work for the month and a half because I had competitions every weekend, and so I wasn't working, and now I get to finally work again for 1 week, so obviously I can't wear nail polish then. The next product that I actually have progress on is my perfume sample. So this is the Atelier Orange Mini, and it was in another, like it was a glass bottle, like this size, but I put it in here because this is a spray bottle, and I haven't been like wearing this. I've been using it in my room whenever it just smells like my track bag or I need to use that. So I don't remember where it was last month, but I'm sure that I've made some sort of progress. I have wait for that, 3 grams. It's still 3 grams. So, I'm sure that like the product in there is a negligible amount on my scale. So that's pretty cool. And the last thing that I have is a body product, or no, a skincare product. So I had the Dermalogica Ultra Calming Relief Mask, and when I rolled it into the project, it was 18 grams. Last check-in it was 17 grams, and this check-in is 14 grams. So I'm super proud of that. And so it was up here last check-in, and if I hold it up to the light, maybe I can see. I think it's down here. So I only have like 1 or 2 uses left, and I've just been using it like right after I get out of the shower, in place of a moisturizer, and then like taking it off and do my whole like moisturizing. So that is all the things that I have to show from this project pan. So the other things that I have to share progress on are I had a lip balm that I rolled in last month, and that was the Hemp's Herbal Lip Balm. It was in a little squeezy tube, and I rolled it in at 9 grams. I finished it sometime last month at 7 grams, and I didn't cut it open. I didn't do anything. Like, it was fine. Like, I liked the lip balm. I liked having a lot of it, and it was free. Well, like, in perspective, I got it in a subscription box, so it was free-ish. And my boyfriend actually hated the taste of it, so he didn't ever want to like taste the lip balm. So I always joked like, oh, I'm gonna go get another one, but I didn't, because that would be awful. And so I threw that away right away when I finished it. The other thing that I had rolled into this project was the Stila Rose Gold Retro liquid eyeshadow. It was like one of the minis, so I rolled it in at 19 grams, and I never took another weight for it because I'm pretty sure that I used it twice, and then it was too dry to even use anymore. I definitely rolled it in because another one that I was using had dried up. I had 3 of the minis, and like I used one that I didn't normally use, and it was dry, so I had to throw it away. And I was like, okay, I'm gonna use the other 2. And I used one for a little while, and then I was like, this one's dry, guess I'll use the other one. And so I like rolled it in the project pan because I was like, I'm not reaching for it, I should reach for it, and then it dried up. So I've had those for like a year though, so it's fine. And I did not roll anything in place of that because I still have the ColourPop eyeshadow that I want to make progress on. So final thing, I promise, is my Pan That Palette update. So I'm panning Modern Renaissance. Okay, I have a really weird numbers error here. I rolled it in at 188 grams. Last month it was 187 grams, and this month it's 188 grams. So I don't know how that happened, but I definitely used a lot of product, and I'm really disappointed that like it's not showing on the scale, because I was super excited. I was like, I bet that I've used like 3 grams of product, oh my god. But so okay, I have not hit any new pans, but I've expanded all the ones that I have, and I've made dips in some of the shadows that I wasn't using before. So let me let you have a look-see. Okay. So when I tilt it this way, you can really see the dips. You can't really see tempera at all. Okay, so I'm just gonna give a little walkthrough. Tempera, good. I don't use it that often, but I've expanded the pan a little bit. Golden Ochre, expanded the pan a little bit. Vermeer, definitely expanded the pan on that one. That one was like just trying to peek through, and it's now like pretty sizable, and I've been using it eyeshadow and highlighter some days. so that's pretty good. Bon Fresco, I have not hit pan yet, but there's a sizable dip. I've been trying to use it every day. Antique Bronze, did not use it at all. Love Letter, I've used it multiple days, and you can't really see how it's expanding because I'm trying to use it from the top down, so that it doesn't start to crumble. Cypress Umber I used a few times, not sizable, not really anything, but I'm trying to use it on the other side so that I can like kind of wear it down a little bit. Raw Sienna I used way more this month, and so I'm expecting pan sometime next month, hopefully. I'm gonna try and do Bon Fresco first, and then once that hits pan, I'm gonna go and like go ham on this one. Burnt Orange I've been using in conjunction, kind of like these 3 orangey yellow colors, because they're really appropriate for all the competitions I've been at, but definitely not as much progress. Primavera, I literally cannot pick this up anymore with the flat shader brush that I'm using. Like, I'm gonna show you again. It's so thin all around the pan, and it's corroded, so it's like I just don't want to touch the pan with my brush. Like, it just kind of freaks me out. Everybody that has this is like, don't touch the pan, like that gets metal flakes on your eyelids. And so I'm like, okay, cool, I'm not gonna use the pan. So I've been using that only as inner corner and on my brow bone, so it's going very slowly, and I just really want to like scrape off the top layer and then like put that in a little bowl so I can use it and not worry about it, and then just scrape the rest out and like take the pan out, and that'll like get rid of it so I don't have to like look at it and know that there's still product in it. Red Ochre has a little bit more of a dip. I actually used that for a couple looks this last month. I've eaten in red, didn't use it all. Warm Top, now that's the color that I'm using the most in this palette. I've been using it as my brow shade on the days that I'm not using the Sugar Pill eyeshadow for the green, and every time that I'm traveling I use it, and so sometimes I have to do my brows multiple times in a day if I have like something after track practice and I just take off my makeup and I start again. So that one, I've expanded the pan this way, and I'm like working down on the side, so it's kind of, there's a little like valley and then there's a dip on one side. And then Realgar, I've also used that one a couple times. I used it as like a one like shadow look once or twice, so there's a little bit of dip but not much, not as much as the other ones. So that is the entire update on my Palette palette, and like I would say that I'm getting a little bit tired of this, but it's mostly just I want to use my other eyeshadows, so like trying to use them in conjunction with this or only use one shade out of this palette and trying to get use out of this at the same time. But I have dipped into my other palettes, so I know that I did like a blue look, like I'm just kind of gonna go through this. I did a blue look a couple times. I traveled with this the Pretty Much palette, so I did some purple looks, and then I also used this as a highlighter a couple times. I traveled with the Make Up Your Mind palette just for some extra shimmers, because obviously those shimmers are a little bit hard to use on the road. I used my single eyeshadows, both palettes, with the other ones on the floor, so I'm not going to reach for that. I used the bright pink shade in here one time this month, and then I also used the gold shade in here as kind of like a replacement for the all over lid. Primavera was, oh my god, my voice is so dry. I bought new makeup this month. Aside from the ColourPop stuff that I got, honestly I cannot remember what I got. I got the mascara, and I don't remember what else, but I got the Fenty Beauty, the Sunset and Sunrise, And I know it doesn't work very well on my skin tone, but I could not resist. I went to a Sephora on a school trip and I could not resist. I had to walk out of there with something, and I was like, I know it's gonna be a bit to use, but I really want to use it. So I've been using that as an eyeshadow a little bit, and then also like has blush like right at the top, like top of my cheeks. I used QDF or the Yes Please palette for a couple of looks. I also used it to dupe out ABH Riviera, and I should really do a video on that. So I have an entire post on my Instagram about how I duped out ABH Riviera and like kind of kept myself from buying that. I dipped into the Urban Bible palette once or twice this month just for the shimmer shade. So I know that I used the pink once, and I don't remember if I used it at all. Otherwise, I got this for Valentine's. It was like late Valentine's because yeah, so I haven't talked about this because it was after my last update, but our Valentine's Day got snowed out. We've been having terrible weather, and Valentine's Day got snowed out, and then like our makeup day was supposed to be a concert, and so we were like, okay, we're just giving up on like actually having Valentine's and Valentine's. And then we ended up being able to hang out later, and then like we just never had a chance to like give each other gifts at the same time. So I got that sometime in February. I don't remember quite when, but I have like another blog post. I detailed that. Literally I used shimmers from Polite AF from ColourPop. So I'm thinking about rolling this in as a sort of palette that I want to work on. And then I don't think I use Pretty Fly at all. So I've been managing to dip into my collection a little bit, even though I'm trying to make so much progress on Modern Renaissance. And then of course like using single eyeshadows and just like trying to do looks that I can wear to these festivals and competitions and everything. So I think that is everything, and next month I will be back with a video about obviously about the updates and the progress that I've made on these. I'm gonna try and make good progress for the like 3rd point check-in, and then I'll be rolling in some other products hopefully. So I hope that you've enjoyed this video, and otherwise I'm going to let you get back to your day, and I'll see you the next time around. Bye bye.